And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We got a great show for you today. As always, we are live every single day at noon Eastern. If you want to watch it live, head over to twitch.tv/takesbyfans. If you want to watch but not live, head over to our YouTube channel, Takes by Fans. We post all of our shows and clips of the show there on a daily basis. And if you just want to listen, we are on podcasting apps, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. So however you want to watch or listen, we've got you covered in multiple ways. Alrighty, today's a big old Friday, and y'all can hear us again. Yes, man, oh man. Truly apologize for yesterday's episode. Man, oh man, I didn't know that we were low, very, very low until after the show when I went to go upload it and clip it everywhere, and I heard it. I had it on maximum volume, and I still could barely hear it. So, man, oh man, what a little bit of a waste of a show yesterday, and we were spitting wisdom yesterday, folks. We were saying so much profound things, folks. Our bets, hopefully y'all still heard our bets because we did pretty good. Suns +4, we couldn't believe the value we were getting, so hopefully y'all at least heard that. If y'all didn't hear anything for the entire show, hopefully y'all heard Suns +4. Hopefully y'all were able to kind of listen intensely to pick up that one nugget of information that we were spitting yesterday. But we got it all taken care of. We updated a program that we were using yesterday, and then it didn't update our settings, or like changed our settings. Like, what are you doing? What? The machine's trying to get back at us because we insulted the algorithm. The machines are trying to silence us now, folks. Do you all not understand what is happening? We disrespected the algorithm, the machine, so they said, hey, that's it. They cut our voices. They're trying to silence our voice, but we will not be silent. So we're back, folks. We are back with full great sound. Back with the sound here, folks. So today on the show, we got to update our power rankings in the NBA, and I'm a little disappointed this week, folks. I don't want big movement in the power rankings because that kind of, shows that, maybe we are overvaluing, undervaluing some teams. So we don't want big movement, but we want some movement. And man, oh man, I was struggling to have really any movement this week because these teams, do they not know that this is the home stretch of the regular season? Like, go out and secure your playoff spots, go out and secure your easy first round matchups by getting a higher seed. Is no team getting the memo out here, folks? There's like only two really great teams, and everybody else is like, I'm still taking a little bit of a night off. Oh, I'm going to lose against the Lakers. Oh, I'm going to go close against the Lakers team with no LeBron. Oh, I'm going to lose against the Knicks. Oh, I'm going to beat the Hawks and not win back-to-back games. It's like, what are we doing out here? Does nobody want to win the NBA championship this season? I'm a little disappointed in these teams this week, folks. So, not a lot of movement. There's no new team in the top 10. Now, there could be. It's been so lackluster. Like, I'm ready to kick out some teams here, and maybe I will. Maybe we'll have a last-second impromptu change at number 10, because I'm ready. I'm off of this team. I'm big off of this number 10 team that I got. So, maybe in the heat of the moment, I kicked them out of the top 10. But overall, folks, big-time disappointed in most of the teams. There's two teams that we're not disappointed in the NBA, and for that we definitely thank them, and they will be rewarded in our power rankings. But other than that, man, oh man, little disgusted, but we'll talk all that through when we get there. So today on the show, doing the NBA power rankings, breaking down the NBA from last night, betting on the NBA tonight, breaking down March Madness last night. That resumed. That was pretty well done, and we went 1 for 1 on that one. Michigan let us down. Man, oh man, Michigan, the only team that we were confident in, let us down, even with the points. What the hell is going on? So break down the March Madness from last night, talk about March Madness tonight, and then there's some NFL stories I want to get to, and there's one I cannot wait to get to, folks. Digging Aaron Rodgers. We get another dig on Aaron Rodgers. I love it. So doing all that today on the show, and if we have time, which I don't think we will, but if we do, Malik Willis, we got to look at this man. start to kind of look at some draft prospects, especially the quarterbacks, because there are, some situations, the Panthers potentially going out and getting a quarterback, the Seahawks potentially going out and drafting a quarterback. Once again, we're still trying to figure out who won the Seahawks Broncos trade. We just looked at Russell Wilson yesterday on the show. Another reason why not having any volume yesterday kind of sucks, because we just broke down Russell Wilson and still saw that this man is pretty gosh dang good. Now, the biggest glaring issue that stood out from us on Russell Wilson yesterday was that most of the throws this season were kind of like all wide open. We were watching the highlights and it was just kind of like all wide open, and Russell Wilson was still putting it on the money. But maybe Russell Wilson isn't as good as he was, but he's still very, very, very good. But that was kind of the takeaway from yesterday. And as I was kind of, reflecting on, the show yesterday, after the show yesterday, a little bit later on, I was like, yeah, all those throws were pretty wide open by Russell Wilson. So we did gush over him a little bit yesterday on the show, but then kind of having time to reflect, I want to take that gush back maybe a half a step, because a lot of things were wide open by Russell Wilson. But overall, still very, very good, and definitely interested to see what he can do this season with the Broncos. But I don't think it is out of the question to question. I don't think it's out of the realm of questioning Russell Wilson's greatness. I think we all take him for granted and just kind of, assume he's great because he's always been great. But let's see if we see any hints of decline this season as well. Not too impressive last season. Once again, 6 wins, nothing really that great. Sub 3,000 yards, nothing that great. So we'll definitely have to keep Russell Wilson, keep him under the microscope this season, because everybody just, when everybody talks about Russell Wilson, folks, and I see this all the time, nobody ever challenges him to see, is this man still good? So that's what we did yesterday, and overall, he's still good, don't get us wrong, but is he as good as he was? I think he's taken a little bit of a step back. We saw the speed decline, from his first 2 years to this season. So maybe the overall accuracy and threading the needle, that's going back as well, kind of declining a little bit as well. But let's digress a little bit. Let's just kind of keep that in mind that, hey, Russell Wilson, yes, he's been fantastic. Let's not just assume he's still fantastic. Let's see what he can do here with this Broncos team, new change of scenery. But we'll obviously only know that this upcoming season. So just keep that in the back of your mind. Alrighty, let's kick off the show here. Let's start with March Madness. Then we'll head to the NBA and do all that stuff. Then we'll shift gears to the NFL. So here we go. Let's get it started here today, folks. And let's talk about March Madness from last night, folks. March Madness resuming. And there was 4 games on last night. It was pretty good. 2 games at 7, 2 games at like 8, 9-ish. And overall, they were pretty good games. And the first one up here, Gonzaga, Arkansas, number 1. Gonzaga goes down, and we told y'all to stay away from swallowing all those points with Gonzaga because, they get out to slow starts in the first half. And once again, what happened last night? They got off to a slow start in the first half, and they weren't able to have their kind of Gonzaga magic in the second half that we saw in the first and second round. So we told you they were playing a dangerous game, not coming out hot the first 2 games, and that ended up biting them in the butt last night. Arkansas's great defense locks them up for the entire game, and they end up winning 74-68, knocks out number 1 Gonzaga, and that spread was like minus 9.5, folks. Like, that was big time. We stayed away from it altogether, but we told you how to stay away from Gonzaga, especially, and that's exactly why they lose against a good defensive Arkansas team, and now Arkansas is in the Elite 8, matching up, going against number ranked 2 team Duke, and this is a game that we did bet on last night. Duke on the money line. It was a pick 'em. So we took that, and Duke ends up getting it done, wins it down late, down the stretch in the second half, and Duke and Coach K's last ride continues at least one more game out here. And why we were once again, we only bet on Duke last night because of Coach K's last ride, and that's kind of what won last night. Duke was not winning. I don't even think Duke had a lead until like 5 minutes left in the second half, folks, when they really started to kind of get it done. The threes were hitting, some big time clutch threes. Duke stepping it up late second half to overtake the lead, hold on to the lead, and win the game. So that kind of buying in Coach K. We know he's a fantastic coach, and preaching, hey, play the full 40 minutes, play a full 40 minutes, play a full 40 minutes, and that's that's exactly what Duke did last night. So Coach K, maybe a little bit infectious. Duke players stepping it up, down late second half, big time magical threes. Coach K magic, Duke magic this season. I think we just have to live and die by betting on it, folks, honestly. And we did that last night. They end up beating number 3 Texas Tech by 5, 78-73. All right, then another number 1 seed goes down last night. And man, oh man, I did not expect this. I was not a big fan of Houston in the first and second rounds. But man, oh man, they truly proved it against Arizona last night. Dominant all game long. It ended up winning by 12 points, 72-60. What was the final spread on this one? We stayed away from it. But was this about 5? Was this like a 5-point spread? I want to say it was like Houston +5, Arizona -5. Let me quickly double check here. What were the closing odds? Houston, Arizona, we had Arizona, it was only Arizona -1.5. So, hey, Vegas knew it would be close. Vegas almost called the upset there, and that's exactly what happened. So, let's keep in mind what the odds are tonight. Vegas doesn't have 100% win percentage last night. Once again, calling that Arkansas game -9.5. But let's take a look at what Vegas puts the odds at, even on like a 1-5 matchup and stuff like that. So, we'll take a little bit of a closer look at what the spreads are to see kind of what way Vegas is leaning. And then the last game of the night here, we had Michigan and Villanova, and Michigan let us down. We were kind of gushing over Michigan after the first and second round. We loved what we saw from them, but man, oh man, they came out and kind of stunk it up a little bit last night. Only put up 55 points. That was kind of uncharacteristic by them of what we've seen in the first 2 rounds, and Michigan just let us down, ended up losing. We took the +5. Vegas, we were kind of really confident. We kind of doubled down on our confidence on Michigan yesterday because Vegas put the spread at only Michigan +5. We were like, oh, wow, Vegas, we were kind of expecting maybe Michigan +7, 8, 9 would have been fantastic, really, because it would have hit. They lose by 8, so give me 9, yes, sir. But Vegas making it only Michigan +5. We were like, oh, Vegas is big on Michigan. We're big on Michigan. This is going to cash all day. And then Michigan ends up losing by 8 points. So Michigan let us down. I don't even like anything else in March Madness, folks. Like, I thought, our algorithm was bust from day one. We clung on to Michigan. They let us down. So it's like, what can we believe in on March Madness anymore? I think I'm holding out a little bit of hope on Notre Dame. I think I like Notre Dame a little bit as well. So we'll see if we can get great value with Notre Dame tonight. But man, oh man, everything letting us down. The only thing that we hit on last night was betting on Duke because it's just Coach K's last ride. That was the only reason why we bet Duke last night. So, hey, but that wins. So I guess we have to cling to that. Coach K's last ride. Yes, sir. Riding that to the bank because that's the only thing that I think we know. Coach K, we don't know anything else here. We're losing, folks. So, some big upsets. We're still getting upsets. Points are still kind of the premium here a little bit. So, let's take a look at what is on tap tonight in the NCAA tournament, and let's see if maybe we can go 2 for 2, 100%. Well, let's see what we got first. I don't want to kind of put any parameters out here. I don't know how many games we're taking, and I don't know if we're even going to take a game. Once again, I only liked Michigan, so Michigan's out. I don't know if I want to bet anything else, but let's see what Notre Dame is. All right, so here we go. 4 more games again on tonight in March Madness, and then when does it resume? Oh, we got Saturday? They play Saturday? Oh, wow, I forgot. We got Saturday, Sunday games? Oh, okay, 2 games Saturday, 2 games Sunday. Okay, I thought we had to wait another week, but we don't. Okay. All right, here we go. What is on tap tonight in March Madness? First game up here, we got St. Peter's and Purdue, and St. Peter's +13, Purdue -13, and St. Peter's has been the talk of the week, folks, and, for rightful reasons. I mean, they're a 15th seed, still in the March Madness, still in the Sweet 16. I mean, yeah, Cinderella story, all that. That's what we all love about March Madness, so definitely I get St. Peter's here. But is that a bad thing that everybody's on St. Peter's? I'm talking everybody's on St. Peter's. So is that good or is that bad? Does Vegas know this? We're still getting a lot of points. Points won last night for the most part, especially getting 13. I mean, we had Michigan +13. Yeah, we're cashing to the bank. Absolutely. So everybody's on St. Peter's, which, naturally tells me to stay away from it, but I can't really disagree with what happened last night. Number 1 seeds going down. This is kind of the craziest March Madness that we've had in recently. I would say at least minimally. This is like the craziest NFL offseason. This is one of the craziest NCAA March Madness tournaments that there are. All these number 1 seeds going down willy-nilly. So I think I'm going to go on the side with everybody. Let's root for the upset. I'll take St. Peter's plus 13 points out here. Yeah, I think I'm going to take this. And just a way off track note right here. DraftKings updated their mobile webpage, and I'm loving this green here for where it says to log in and place your bets and secure your bet. I mean, this green is popping. It's caught my eyes. So whatever they did over there, I feel like I just want to bet this game just to bet it, just so I can hit this big ass green button they got going on here. I love it. But that's how they do it. Psychology's everything, folks. If you can change one thing to catch somebody's eye, I'm ready to bet right now, folks. I'm ready to bet right now because of the green button. They got me. They suckered me in. Well done. Well done. But back to it. We're taking the St. Peter's plus 13. We're going to ride the wave of the points, folks. How can we disagree with points? Points have been fantastic for the most part this entire tournament. I'm going to take the points here, folks. Hopefully it doesn't bite us in the butt. St. Peter's plus 13. Let's hope for a closer game. All right, then we get Providence and Kansas, and Providence is getting points. Providence, y'all's dark horse is getting points, and y'all sold me on the dark horse. We told you when we were filling out our bracket. I would stay away from Providence. I know it was everybody's dark horse, but we didn't love it. We didn't believe it. But then we saw the first 2 rounds, and we were like, okay, now we're seeing what y'all are saying. That's all y'all had to say, is Providence was your dark horse. Why didn't you just come out and say that to begin with, folks? I didn't know Providence was that good, and we're getting Providence plus 7 points here. I know Kansas is okay. They're nothing great. Once again, what makes this March Madness this season so crazy is that there really is no one elite upper echelon team that everybody was big on. I think that team was Gonzaga, but Gonzaga just did classic Gonzaga things, losing early on in the tournament. I mean, Gonzaga's basically a huge basketball school, folks, and they're always kind of top 4 seeds in the March Madness tournament, and everybody always picks them. We even picked them. The Machines picked them this season to win it all, and here they are losing Sweet 16. The hell is that? As 10-point favorites? What the hell is that? So, Kansas, yes, they're a number 1 seed out here, but we see what happens with number 1 seeds. Providence, everybody's dark horse. Y'all are calling it, and we get the points. I'm loving the points here, folks. I was heading in today not ready to bet, but give me the points. I'm falling in love with the points. The green button, the points, has got me all flustered over here. I'm ready to bet. I'm ready to lock it all in, folks. I'm ready to lock it all in. I'm taking the Providence plus the 7. Give me the points tonight. And I swear to goodness, Notre Dame, if we're getting plus 13 with St. Peter's, plus 7 with Providence, if I don't get at least minimum plus 8 with Notre Dame, I'm about to go crazy, folks. Give me the big points. We could have had the big points with Michigan last night, and it bit us in the butt. We needed all those extra points. 5 was not enough. So Notre Dame, y'all better be giving me those big old points here. So let's keep looking at these games. Next one up, and they're going to make us wait to the last one to see what this Notre Dame spread is. But next game up here, we got North Carolina and UCLA. UNC, North Carolina, plus 2.5. What? Plus 2.5? What? That's not enough points for me to take. I'm not taking this. You just want me to call a winner willy-nilly? Low spread? No. I need the points. I need the points. I'm staying away. I'm not betting. I'm not betting college basketball if I'm not getting any points. That's my new rule, folks. If you give me the points, I will take it. I will live and die by the result. Give me the points. I'm not taking plus 2.5. That's not enough for me. Sorry, folks. North Carolina plus 2.5. UCLA minus 2.5. A 4-8 seed. Who cares, folks? This is not a Cinderella story. I don't care. That's not points. I don't care. I'm taking the points. I'm staying away from this game. Hang on. Did Notre Dame lose? Am I bugging? Is Notre Dame not even in here anymore? Look at me thinking Notre Dame is still in. Man, oh man. When did Notre Dame lose? Who'd they lose to? They lost against Texas Tech. Damn, okay. Well, I guess we're not getting any points with Notre Dame. All right. Here we go. Last game, we got Iowa State and Miami. Iowa +3, Miami -3, and this is a crazy game because this is an 11 versus a 10 seed in the Sweet 16. So, I did kind of like what I saw from Iowa State. I'm not going to lie. When they just went and beat Wisconsin, it was pretty well done. The Iowa State defense really kind of locked it in. Wisconsin only put up 49 points that game. So, Iowa State's looking pretty good here, and we get the +3. I know that's not a lot of points. Miami did just put up 79 in their last game, though. That was pretty impressive. Iowa State only 54. So scoring-wise, Iowa State maybe not able to catch up. So why are we even discussing a 3-point spread here, folks? That's not enough points for us. We'll stay away from it in total. Give me the points tonight. St. Peter's +13. Providence +7. Points. Will you chant it with me? Points. Give me the points. What won last night? Points. I'm taking the points. Folks, we got +20. Over 2 games, we got +20. How can we not hit, right? Give me the +13 with St. Peter's. Give me the +7 with Providence. I'm buying into y'all. Y'all are big on St. Peter's underdogs. Yeah, let me join the Cinderella team. Give me the points. Providence, you're a dark horse. I love it as well. Give me the points on y'all's dark horse. Providence +7. St. Peter's +13. Points tonight. Alrighty. That is all the March Madness we wanted to talk about today. And once again, Notre Dame, what the hell? I thought they were still in it, folks. So Notre Dame out, Michigan out. The only 2 teams that we liked out. But I'm loving the Providence. Y'all sold me on the Providence. I'm taking the Providence. Alrighty, now let's switch gears to the NBA from last night. We'll do the NBA from last night. We'll bet on the NBA tonight, and then we will finish up with our power rankings, and then we'll transition to the NFL. But here we go. Only just 4 games on in the NBA last night, and we took 3 bets. We took 3 bets last night, folks. We were pretty confident. We went 2-1 officially. Even unofficially, we even still went 2-1. Can't even kind of, work it hey, yeah, we missed, but we didn't, all this. And there were 5 games on last night, and we took 3 of them. So here we go. First game up here, Cavs at the Raptors, and this is a game that we took 5.5 points to the Cavs, and the Cavs have been swindling us, folks, swindling. We just bet them a couple of nights ago, -5 against the Lakers, and they lose outright. Then we just took them +5, and they lose outright by bigger margin than 5.5. What is going on with this Cavs team? I know they've got no Jared Allen, but, Evan Mobley's been getting it done, but they're not able to win these games here as of recently. Cavs kind of letting us down as of recently, and I think we have to pull the cord on betting the Cavs for the rest of the regular season. I think we have to be done. This is twice, folks, twice that they've burned us, and I don't know, we don't got no more time to play around, folks. The end of the basketball kind of regular season is definitely coming to an end. Betting in the playoffs a little bit more tougher because the spreads are always kind of the same because of the 7-game series, and then when do you bet, when do you not, and all that. So betting in the playoffs, we'll still do that, definitely, but betting in the regular season, that's where it really all kind of comes together, folks. New spreads every single night, value. I don't think we're gonna be able to get great value in the playoffs. Maybe games 1 and 2, we may be able to sneak in some value, but once game 3 clicks and Vegas starts to kind of rechange the lines of the games based on how the other previous games went, there's really no great value to be had. So we got to take advantage and not get swindled by any team here for the rest of the regular season. This is our big chance to hit, folks. It's tougher to hit in the playoffs, so we got to make it count in the regular season, and the Cavs have truly been hurting us, folks. Man, oh man. So this Cavs team now at the 6th seed in the Eastern Conference, and the Raptors may be able to bounce them out and send the Cavs to the play-in tournament because the Cavs and the Raptors both have the same record at the 6th and 7th seed, and the Nets at the 8th seed are only 3 games back from overtaking the Cavs at number 6. So the Cavs, do not take your foot off the pedal. What are we doing? Why are we losing down the stretch? Do y'all see what we were meaning at the top of the show? When we were saying, hey, do these teams not know that we're in the home stretch here? Why are we losing in such extreme fashion out here? And this Cavs team is one of the teams. And once again, we know there's no Jared Allen, but please, everybody else has been stepping it up, but not as of recently. What is going on, Cavs? Get it together. Damn you. So we had the Cavs plus 5.5 last night. They lose by 13, 117-104. But well done for the Raptors. And man, oh man, this team starting to get out of their little skid that they're in, ready to kind of return to the normal Raptors that we all know and love, the grit attitude, the dog mentality, the great role players helping out, Nick Nurse showing off his coaching ability and all that. We're starting to return to that form of the Raptors, and I'm all here for it, absolutely. I just wish it didn't come at the expense of this Cavs team, but that's where it's looking like it's going at the current moment. So last night, the Raptors, Fred VanVleet was a game-time decision, but ended up playing 10 points, 8 assists, 5 rebounds. Pretty well done overall. The biggest name last night was Siakam, 35 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. Looking like classic Siakam during those MVP days this season. We were rooting for Siakam to be in the MVP discussion, and then he took a little bit of a break off, and now he's back returning to great form down the stretch of the regular season. So for that, we definitely give Siakam his props. So Siakam, a really well-done game last night. Scotty Barnes, 11 points, 6 rebounds. We had OG Anunoby, 14 points, but the bench of the Raptors was fantastic. Chris Boucher, 17 points, 8 rebounds off the bench. Yes. And then Precious coming off the bench as well, 10 points, 4 rebounds. We had Thaddeus Young, 8 points, 4 rebounds in 15 minutes. Yes, sir. Love Thaddeus Young. He's been a great bench player these last 2 seasons with the teams that he's been on. Now he's with the Raptors here after the trade deadline, and he's getting it done. 8 points on 66% shooting off the bench in 15 minutes. Yes. So, Raptors get it done last night, and then for the Cavs, letting us down, Darius Garland, 18 points, 10 assists, shooting 1 of 6 from the 3. That's the scoring. We need more scoring here by the Cavs. Evan Mobley at the 5 still, 11 points, 8 rebounds on only 7 shots, so that was pretty well done. Kevin Love makes his way into the starting lineup, 12 points, 10 rebounds, can't knock that. And then Lauri Markkanen leading the team in scoring with 20 points and 5 rebounds. They also had a pretty solid bench last night. Lamar Stevenson, 16.6 rebounds. Karis LeVert, 11 points on 44% shooting. We need Karis LeVert to be a bigger factor offensively, and I would like to see him in the starting lineup. You know, get out Isaac Okoro, put him down to the bench, put Karis LeVert in the starting lineup, but that's not what they are looking to do, I guess, which, I would do, but they're not doing that. And then C.D. Osman let us down as well. Only 4 points last night. Usually we're, penciling him in for at least minimum 10 points, 12 points, but 1 of 5 last night from the field, 4 points in the Cavs. Just a little bit lackluster offensively, so the Cavs are going to have to dig in deep here. All the teams really should be digging in deep down the stretch of the regular season. Cavs are no different. And the Cavs, it's not like they're a great team that has superstars all over the place. The Cavs have kind of been exceeding everybody's expectations. Nobody thought the Cavs would be this good this season, especially of how well they kind of bursted out onto the scene in the first half of the regular season, but they must keep it up. We can't see this team fizzling out down the stretch, down the closing stretch here. Must kind of tool it back in. Hopefully they can, but losing by 13 against the Raptors at this point of the season, really not where you want to be. So well done by the Raptors, unfortunate by the Cavs. Raptors get the win 117-104. All right, next game up here, Pacers at the Grizzlies, and this is a team, this is what I'm talking about, taking care of business with no Ja Morant. Grizzlies win again and blow out the Pacers by 30 points. Grizzlies win 133-103. Once again, we all know that the Kings won the trade officially over the Pacers in their big old trade, their genius trade that they had this season. Pacers are not a good team. They're not a good organization, and it was not just Sabonis holding that team back. We never thought it was, but now we have clarification, so that's always great. But for the Grizzlies last night, Tyus Jones filling in for Ja Morant again, 11 points, 5 assists. Nothing that great, but Desmond Bane, 30 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. That is great. We had Steven Adams still doing his classic thing, 6 points, 17 rebounds, 9 of those offensive boards. Holy moly. And then Jaren Jackson Jr., 20 points, 2 rebounds, magnificent. The bench of the Grizzlies, next man up mentality, filling in the starting role for Ja Morant, but still getting great production off the bench. I'm telling you, this Grizzlies team must be a name to be reckoned with out here. Winning without your star player, folks, there's teams that can't. The Cavs can't even win anymore without Jared Allen, okay? And you take Kevin Durant or Kyrie Irving off the Nets, they're not winning any games consistently either. You take Joel Embiid off the 76ers, they're not not winning consistently either. But this Grizzlies team winning without Ja Morant, it's big, folks. It's big, big, big time. And that's going to be reflected in our power rankings. A little bit of a wink on what's to come. So the bench last night by the Grizzlies, DeAnthony Melton, 19 points, 6 rebounds. Xavier Tillman, 16 points, 5 rebounds. John Concher, 18 points, 4 assists, 8 rebounds. Yes, all 3 of those players came off the bench. And then we had Kyle Anderson, 8 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds off the bench. Folks, do you not understand how great of a performance this bench is? Man, oh man, the Grizzlies are getting it done. Shot 21 of 42 from 3, shot 50% from 3 last night, folks. Getting it done without Ja Morant in a 30-point win. That's so gosh dang impressive, folks. And then for the Pacers last night, Tyrese Haliburton, 9 points, 8 assists. That's not going to get it done. Buddy Hield, 11 points, only taking 2 threes last night. That's not going to get it done. And their leading scorer was Lance Stevenson, folks. Lance Stevenson, leading scorer coming off the bench, 25 points, 2 rebounds. Unfortunate, this Pacers team, folks, they are so abysmally bad, non-competitive, and they traded away their face of the franchise, Sabonis, for Haliburton and Hield, who can't get it done here. So, yeah, what a trade, what a trade, what a trade. So Grizzlies get the win 133 to 103. All right, then we get next game up here. We got the Wizards at the Bucks. Bucks take care of business. They win by 12, 114, 102. For the Bucks last night, no Giannis, no Chris Middleton. So really, Drew Holiday, Grayson Allen, Brook Lopez, Bobby Portis, and Wesley Matthews in the starting lineup, and they still were able to get the win. They covered, I think it was like an 8.5 point spread. They covered that as well. So big time win by the Bucks, where the Wizards once again floundering. They didn't have Kyle Kuzma last night, but still, I mean, come on, the Bucks have nobody, and you still lose? Not great. So Drew Holiday, 24 points, 10 assists, wonderful game. Grayson Allen stepped it up big time, 21 points, shot 5 of 7 from the 3. So knowing no Giannis, no Chris Middleton, points need to come from somewhere. And Grayson Allen having a performance of what we saw early on, like the first 3 weeks of the season when Grayson Allen was killing it for the Bucks. He resorted back to that. So that's great that is still a little bit in his repertoire when needed offensively. He can kind of come out and show out. So this is big time great that what we're seeing by Grayson Allen last night. Brook Lopez back at the 5, 13 points. Bobby Portis and Brook Lopez in the starting lineup together. What good? I mean, that's got to be utter domination, right? And it kind of was. Bobby Portis, 11 points, 12 rebounds. That was pretty well done. And then the bench by the Bucks, we had Pat Connaughton, 16 points, 5 rebounds. Serge Ibaka, 11 points, 5 rebounds. And George Hill, 10 points, 4 rebounds. So another great game by players that didn't have their stars, and then the next man up role players step up and they get it done. So shout out to the Grizzlies, shout out to the Bucks for their wins last night. And then for the Wizards, rocking with just Porzingis at the 5, and that was really it. Porzingis, 16 points, 9 rebounds, not enough to get it done. And everything else just a little lackluster. We can shout out Ish Smith coming off the bench, led the team in scoring, 17 points, 6 assists, 7 rebounds. Just not enough to get it done like we know the Wizards are. So Bucks win by 12, 114, 102. Then we get the Bulls at the Pelicans, and we bet on this game, folks. Pelicans -2, and they have no problem beating the Bulls, 126 to 109, folks. 17-point win for this Pelicans team, and there was no Brandon Ingram. We thought Brandon Ingram was going to play. That's kind of why we truly solidified the -2. We saw Brandon Ingram wasn't playing, but we still let it ride because at the end of the day, it's the Bulls, folks. Yes, the Bulls are not good. Can we all please agree on this, that the Bulls are not good? This is not a good team. They'll probably get bounced first round of the playoffs. Who they got right now? If the season ended right now, they have to face the Celtics. Good luck. Good luck facing the Celtics. Without home court advantage. The Celtics are the 4th seed, the Bulls are the 5th seed. So, yeah, can we please get this matchup? Can this please be the official matchup out here? I would love to see the Bulls get absolutely swept by the Celtics team. I would love that. But, unfortunately for the Bulls, the Celtics may not be the 4th seed because they have bigger aspirations than just being a middle-of-the-road team. The Celtics a game and a half out from the number 1 seed. Folks, how fantastic is that? I would love to see the Celtics have control of the entire Eastern Conference. Absolutely. That's what we're rooting for. Celtics at the 1, but if they don't get the 1, I would like to see them against the Bulls in the first round of the playoffs. So, Bulls floundering like we know, so gives us great confidence in the Pelicans -2 last night that we did hit on. So, Pelicans last night, let's start with the big two since they don't got the big three. CJ McCollum, 25 points, 6 assists, 3 rebounds, wonderful job. Not great from 3, 1 of 6, but the man shot 50% on 20 shots. We'll take that. Jonas Valanciunas, man, sheesh, what a game. 16 points, 19 rebounds, man, oh man. Vucevic, what's up, man? What's up, bro? Getting bitched by Jonas Valanciunas? Not the greatest look for you, I will say. And then Devontae Graham at the 1. Man, oh man, 30 points, 4 assists, truly getting it done. So, hey, no Brandon Ingram. Devontae Graham fills in for kind of, the big three there, and they roll last night. Also, shout out Jose Alvarado, 15.7 assists, 3 steals off the bench last night to help out as well. All right, and then for the Bulls, they're big players. No DeMar DeRozan last night, so just Zach LaVine and Vucevic. Zach LaVine did his thing, 39 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. Vucevic, 16 points, 9 rebounds, just not enough. And then we had Kobe White. I mean, this is what we're saying. We love Kobe White out there. I would still have Kobe White in the starting lineup. Once again, Alex Caruso back in the starting lineup now that he's healthy, but with Alex Caruso out and Lonzo Ball out, it was always Ayo or Kobe White. Mostly for the part, it was Ayo filling in at the 1, but we were always clamoring for Kobe White to be the main starter, and I think I would still elevate Kobe White into the starting lineup instead of Alex Caruso, because we had Kobe White led the team second in scoring. Obviously, Zach LaVine number 1 with 39 points, but Kobe White, 23 points, 6 assists in 28 minutes coming off the bench, shot 60% from the field on 15 shots, 5 of 8 from the 3. I mean, man, oh man, fantastic. And Alex Caruso was a -21 on the floor at 11-2. So, yeah, I would still have Kobe White in the starting lineup. I would upgrade Derrick Jones Jr.'s minutes. He only played 6 minutes last night, so I don't love what the Bulls are doing here coaching-wise. What are we doing with this lineup? This lineup has not been winning. I mean, this Bulls team, they haven't beat the best teams, and yet they're still rocking with the same lineup that is making them not win against the best teams. So once again, it's just so mind-boggling going back to the Knicks with Tom Thibodeau never shaking up that starting lineup when the Knicks were garbage all year long. They've never even been in like a spot for a play-in tournament spot. Yeah, maybe in like the first month of the season when you only play like 15 games. Yeah, maybe they were in the top 10 for their first 15 games, but other since then, they have not been good, and never we got Tom Thibodeau ever switching up the lineup or anything like that. And I feel like the Bulls are doing the same exact thing. Let Kobe White cook with the big three of DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, and Vucevic. Let's get that going a little bit better, but here we are, still not doing that, still losing, still getting blown out by 17 points, still not able to beat good teams in the league consistently, falling down in the rankings every single day. Now the Bulls are the 5th seed in the Eastern Conference, and I believe at one point they were number 1, I think. And here they are, falling every single day. When was the last time the Bulls were even in our top 10 in our power rankings? I can't recall, but yet they're still doing the same things, folks. That's probably the biggest frustration that I have watching basketball in particular, is just the never switching up any rotations. And I get it, these coaches, they have practice with these players every single day. They're showing what their players are doing they're seeing what their players are doing every single day in practice. I get that angle, folks. But then when we look at the games, that's not good. So, and we've seen Kobe White be good. So it's a little frustrating. Can we I feel like we just need a little bit of a shakeup coaching wise. Like I think this is just a problem in like literally everything, where we all just kind of fall in line of what has been done in the past, never wanting to kind of shake things up. Not that you're afraid to shake things up, but you're like, well, this is how it's always been done, so we'll just do it like this. Like coaching wise, let's start thinking outside the box a little bit more. How hard is that? Once again, we're getting younger guys in charge of NFL teams. Sean McVay, easy peasy, he's figured out how to win in the NFL. We get Zach Taylor with the Bengals. He's young. He's getting to the Super Bowl now. I mean, there's other ways of thinking. Let's try to evolve our ways of thinking in competition and, lineups and what works and rotations and all that. And let's start to maybe do something a little bit different out here. Let's try to think outside the box to be that next, pioneer moving forward, like Steph Curry was. Oh, you can't make a living shooting threes from the logo? How? You're never going to win games like that. The three-point shot, that's not even a good shot. Don't take threes. But he took the threes, and now the threes are the new game. It's the new era of the NBA. There's got to be a first pioneer, and then everybody follows that. Let's have a coaching smart pioneer. Change it up a little bit. Let's do something different. Let's think outside the box. Bulls, you must desperately. That's the only way the Bulls are going to have any type of success in the playoffs, is to think outside the box. And nobody's thinking outside the box here with the Bulls. So Bulls lose big time against this Pelicans team, 126-109. Can we shake it up, please? Who's this Bulls head coach, folks? I got to pull out a name? Because we're getting greatness by other coaches in the league. We shout out coaches. Shout out Ime Udoka on the Celtics. Fantastic. Great coach. Great coach. We've been loving it. We've been praising him over the last 2.5 weeks. We love what he's doing. The process that he went, sticking the course, staying the course, staying the course, staying the course, and then at the trade deadline, getting Derek White. I mean, what a fantastic move, and still developing Marcus Smart as a true point guard, developing that, and now that's fantastic. So they're winning games, looking to potentially be the top seed in the Eastern Conference. You can do it. You can do it. You don't need to follow the same boilerplate book by the book every single time. Bulls head coach, who we got here? Who we got? Pulling out the name. Billy Donovan. Come on. Is it Billy Donovan? Oh my gosh. Shout out to Billy Donovan with the Thunder and, never wanting to leave Russell Westbrook. So, yeah, Billy Donovan never had success with the Thunder, clamoring to Russell Westbrook. And, once again, we don't knock Russell Westbrook here on the show. Y'all do enough of that for us, so we don't need to do it. But, yeah, Billy Donovan never really having any great time success with the Thunder. This man's not I don't want to say that. He's not a smart basketball mind. He's a head coach, who am I? But man, oh man, can we do something different, Billy? It makes sense that Billy Donovan is the head coach of the Bulls. It's all adding up now. It's all making sense, folks. So, man, oh man. Do something different. Do something different. Why is Kobe White not in the starting lineup? He's better than Alex Caruso. No disrespect to Alex Caruso. Have the man come off the bench. Yeah, that's fine. No problem. But can we get Kobe White in the starting lineup? Please, 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 folks. Let me see this. I'm going to go off on a little tangent here. Let me bring up what the Bulls have been doing all year, because I want to see every time Kobe White was in the starting lineup, did they win? I want to see Kobe White's win percentage in the starting lineup, yes? Let's quickly take a look at this, folks. I want to see these numbers. Are we bugging? Is Kobe White not even good in this? I know he is, but let's double check these numbers. Let's always, fact check us. Let's challenge our narratives. That's what we do here on the show, folks. I got no problem challenging our narratives. Let's quickly look at the stats all in one concise, condensed picture. Here we go. Kobe White in the starting lineup. Game started. Here we go. First game was back on November 22nd. He's in the starting lineup. They lose by 32. All right. Here we go. Next starting game. Here we go. Look at this stretch. Look at this stretch of starting lineups. Here we go. Now in December. So his first game in the starting lineup, they lose. It was real early on in the season. Yeah, we can understand why they lose. Here we go. Look at this stretch of games. Here we go. From January 26th to January 1st. Let me rephrase that. December 26th to January 1st, folks. He started every single game in that stretch. Here we go. He's in the starting lineup. They win by 8. Then they win by 12. Then they win by 14. Then they win by 2. Then they win by 1. That was all him in the starting lineup. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 games of him straight in the starting lineup, and they win. So he's 5-1 in the starting lineup. Let's keep going. Then he hits another stretch here, and these are all losses. That's not helping our case here. All right, here we go. From January 15th to January 23rd, he starts, lose by 2, lose by 13, win by 13, lose by 4, lose by 19. So now what are we, 6-5 officially in him in the starting lineup? Then we get another one here. Win by 12 in the starting lineup. Win by 5 in the starting lineup. Win by 11 in the starting lineup. Win by 7 in the starting lineup. Yeah. And then we win by 10 in the starting lineup. So his last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. His last 5 appearances in the starting lineup ever since really kind of February. As of recent, and that's kind of the information we should be focusing on, as of recent here, his last 5 games in the starting lineup, they win. So what are we doing? Why are we not experimenting? Why are we not at least showing it out here against a great team? Let's see what he can do, folks. Yes? Man, let's get this man in the starting lineup. I'm still good to go. Yes, he lost like 4 out of 5 in one stretch in the starting lineup, but that was back in late January when nothing cares. Who cares about early January basketball? Do we care? No, folks. What are you doing recently? Back end of the stretch, final stretch, home run stretch. Get it going. Yes, Billy Donovan, put Kobe White in the starting lineup, please, man. Ugh. But that's what we would do. They're not looking like they're doing that, but y'all keep losing. Yeah, y'all will keep losing with Kobe White and not in the starting lineup. We will still always talk about you losing, and nothing will change. So y'all keep doing nothing, and we'll still be talking about you as one of the worst teams in the league. Y'all are not fooling us. Billy Donovan, your Bulls team is not fooling us. You fooled the media for a little bit. That's fine, but you won't fool us, folks, over here. It's tough to pull a fast one on us at Takes by Fans, folks. We don't fall for the fast ones that easy, okay? Maybe here and there, but no. We're not falling for the fast one, okay? And Billy Donovan was trying to pull a fast one here on the Bulls, saying, no, our team is good. Our team is good. We're winning. See all of our wins? Yeah, your wins are against the Knicks. Congratulations. You beat the Knicks 41 times this season. Is that hard? Give me the Knicks 41 times in the season. I go 41-0, folks. 42-0, however many times we said. Man. Billy Donovan, get Kobe White in the starting lineup. Let's see what he can do. I mean, what's to lose? You lose another game? You're losing games now. Can we try? Can we experiment, please? All right, let's digress a little bit. We got one more game to cover. Here we go. Last game up last night in the NBA, we had the Suns at the Nuggets, and we bet on this one. In this one, we broke our betting rule on, folks. This is how confident and how great the value was last night. We had to break our betting rule of never betting on the back-to-backs, regardless, the team on the back-to-back or the opponent of the back-to-back. We don't bet it either way. But the value, it was head-scratching. We couldn't even believe it, folks. We were like, what? And I know y'all couldn't hear us last night because the volume was so low, but we were like, what? We were trying to scream as loud as we can, but it only came out as what? Oh my God, that's so great value. But we wanted to be like, what? This is great value. Unfortunately, the machines got us, but we ended up hitting it. Suns, are y'all ready for this? If y'all didn't know the spread, go ahead, guess the spread. What would y'all think if y'all didn't hear the show, didn't watch the show, didn't watch basketball last night, didn't look at betting in the NBA last night? What would y'all think the spread of Suns at the Nuggets would be, folks? It wasn't that, because I know y'all were saying, oh, maybe, probably at minimum, at major, at maximum, y'all would say, oh, Suns -1. Suns minus something, I'm sure, is what every word came out of your mouth. It started with Suns minus, yeah, I know, folks, right? Suns minus something? No. It was Suns +4. 4 points? Are you crazy for the best team, most consistent team in the NBA? You're giving me +4 points? Are you crazy? We had to break our betting rule, and it pays off, baby. Once again, we don't break our rules willy-nilly, easily peasily. No. But that value was too much to pass up last night. Suns +4, they win by 10. Suns +4, they win by 10. Suns +4, they win by 10. Bango. Thank you, Suns. So, Suns get the big time win here, putting up 140 points. Sheesh. Suns get the win 140-130. And did we mention they were getting +4 points, folks? Man, oh man. So the Suns last night, and Chris Paul was playing. That's what was so crazy. Chris Paul was playing last night, and y'all only made them y'all made them +4. It should have been Suns -5 easily. That should have been the bare minimum. Suns -5, and I'd probably stay away from it because it is the back-to-back. We're not going to break our rule of swallowing points. No, that's not great value. It's value, don't get me wrong, but it's not great value. We're not breaking our rule for Suns -5, Suns -4, Suns -7. No. Suns +4, though? Yeah, we'll break it. Chris Paul's back, and nobody even made a fuss out of it. Nobody even heard. We never even heard any lead-up of Chris Paul being back. We knew he was going to be out for like 6 weeks. Has it been 6 weeks? Because it truly caught me off guard. Since the All-Star break, how long has it been since the All-Star break, folks? Do I have Kobe White's stats up here? Yeah. What's the All-Star break? When was that? Let me see the big break in action. Late February? Is that what it was? All-Star break. Man, oh man, what was the, man, it all just flows together, folks. All the news, trying to keep a track of everything, and on top of that, everything. It's a lot, folks. Is the, was it the 16th to the 24th? That's about right. That sounded about right. It's been a month. Has it been 6 weeks, though? That's what, it was just kind of mind-boggling. Nobody even kind of made a big fuss. Hey, Chris Paul's returning next week. Oh, Chris Paul's returning next game. I didn't hear anything about it. When I looked at kind of, who's in and who's out, that's when we finally saw, oh, Chris Paul upgraded to game time decision. Like, when the hell did that come about? Has it been 6 weeks, folks? Let me quickly double check. 2022 NBA All-Star break. That's all I want. All-Star break. Here we go. What's the dates? February 20th. So, yeah, it's been about a month. Is that 6 weeks? I'm about to count weeks out here, folks. Here we go. February 20th. All right, here we go. From the 20th to the 27th, that's 1 week. From February 27th to March 6th, that's 2 weeks. March 6th to March 13th, that's 3 weeks. March 13th to March 20th, that's 4 weeks. And now we're kind of at the end of 4 or 5 weeks there. So ahead of schedule, nobody made a big deal out of it. What the hell is going on over there? Mainstream media? You should have had the countdown of Chris Paul returning. And then, oh yeah, Chris Paul's back tonight. Like, y'all not making a big deal out of that? Crazy. And y'all gave us +4. Do y'all not understand? God, I was going manic. What? I feel like Vegas they just give out freebies. Y'all just got to know what to look for. And there was one last night, folks. Suns +4. I could not believe it. But here we go. Last night, the Suns. Chris Paul, 17 points, 13 assists. Played 30 minutes. No minutes restrictions. Looking as good as he was before the injury. Man, oh man. Y'all better watch out. The Suns are the real deal, folks. If y'all didn't know, now you know. They're the real deal. Chris Paul back. Not even looking like he left. Not even look like he just missed 4 weeks. Now we know why nobody made a big stink of Chris Paul returning back to action. Oh, yeah, he's going to be great. Why do we need to have all this, hubba-bubba-loo about it? He'll be great. All right, we understand. Well done, Chris Paul. Man, oh, man. But it wasn't just Chris Paul last night. It's Devin Booker who needs to be in the MVP discussion. This man, as of recently, the 6 weeks without Chris Paul, would they lose like one game? Would they lose like 1-2 games without Chris Paul here? Devin Booker putting the team on his back here. He must be in the MVP discussion. Y'all wanted to talk DeMar DeRozan. This is what DeMar DeRozan was kind of doing during that stretch of y'all saying he should be in the MVP discussion. Devin Booker last night, 49 points, 10 assists, 4 rebounds. Yes, sir. Devin Booker, man, oh man, get this man in the discussion. Yes. What a great game. DeAndre Ayton, 16.7 rebounds. Once again, we see him take a little bit of a step back scoring-wise, and another great reason why the Suns team is so gosh dang good, because DeAndre Ayton can do it whenever he needs to. He can kind of turn it on whenever he needs to, depending on who's in the lineup and who's playing and not. But DeAndre Ayton back to, 16.7 rebounds, still great, don't get us wrong. But, we've seen him put up 30. It's been fantastic without Chris Paul. Jay Crowder, 12 points, and then McCall Bridges, 22 big old points. The bench, nothing great last night. Torrey Craig, 8 points. Cameron Payne, 9 points, 5 assists, but this game was all about Chris Paul, Devin Booker going crazy, and that's exactly what happened. So the Suns, Chris Paul's back, and y'all wanted to give me 4 points. Y'all should be ashamed. Y'all should be ashamed of that, honestly. Whoever set the spread here, I don't like to see anybody lose their job, but you should lose your job. Vegas is probably kind of coming up to his desk, be like, You responsible for that? Does this number? They slide a piece of paper across the sports maker's desk. Be like, does this spread look familiar to you? And it's just Suns +4 written on it, and he has to look at it and be like, yeah, this looks familiar. Be like, okay, pack up your things. You're out of here. Like, just why Suns +4? It made no sense. It made no sense, folks. All right, and then the Nuggets last night, we had Jokic going 28 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds. The man shot 90% last night, tried his damnedest. And this Nuggets team, they put up 130 points. That should have been a win against any other team, but this Suns team is not any other team. What do we say? There's only 2 teams that have truly taken the message of, hey, this is the final stretch, the home stretch of the regular season. Make it count. And the Suns have made it count so much, folks, and they will be rewarded in our power rankings because of that. But this Suns team, they are different. When we're talking about teams in the NBA, we've got Celtics and Suns at the top 2, and then there's a big gap, and then you could throw out whatever team you want at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't care. What I do know and what I do care about is that the Suns and the Celtics are clearly leaps and bounds ahead of the next following teams, folks. That is the one thing we know. So, Jokic last night, 28 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds, looking gosh dang good last night. Aaron Gordon put up 21 points, 6 rebounds on 62% shooting. Yeah, we love that. Let's keep that up a little bit. Then we had Monte Morris, 15 points, 4 assists. We had Will Barton, 17 points, 8 assists, 5 rebounds. Jeff Green, 11 points, so everybody in the starting lineup was good. And then we had Bones Highland, who once again, man, oh man, this man's not slowing down. Talk about, 6th man of the year. I know it's already kind of wrapped up with Tyler Hero because he's been great all year long. But Bones Highland, I mean, if we're just talking about kind of ever since the All-Star break, 6th man of the year, yeah, Bones Highland, I think, can be in the discussion. Absolutely. Bones Highland last night, 23 big old points. Man, oh man, second leading scorer last night. DeMarcus Cousins still going DeMarcus Cousins, 10 points, 6 rebounds. So Nuggets looked good. It's just unfortunate they had to face the Suns. They put up 130 points. That should have been enough to win against any other team in the league. So we still really like the Nuggets, folks. Still really like the Nuggets. Still a good team. So, Nuggets, they lose, but they lose close, 140-130. All right, that was all the NBA from last night, but we've got a couple of stories to touch upon here. And the first one up here, NBA TV verified Twitter account, they send out this tweet, and we love it. Respect for the Celtics, respect for Jayson Tatum. NBA TV puts out their latest MVP ladder, and they've got Jayson Tatum at number 4 of the top 5. The tweet says Jayson Tatum has entered the chat, and they have Jayson Tatum at number 4 in the MVP power rankings, MVP ladder, whatever you want to call it. So I love that. Jayson Tatum finally getting all the respect he deserves, right in time, because once again, what was it, 2.5, 3 weeks ago, Nick Wright goes and disrespects the heck out of Jayson Tatum, calling him a non-superstar. We said he was a superstar. We broke it all down. We fit the criteria of what Nick Wright classifies as, superstar, and we fit Jayson Tatum in all those restraints that he said. And once again, we know Jayson Tatum's fantastic. The Celtics are one of the best teams in the league. So I'm loving that Jayson Tatum is finally getting wide national media recognition out here. Yes, better late than never. But, let's do it a little bit earlier out here, yes? So shout out to Jayson Tatum finally getting the respect. And then, another thing out here, the MVP ladder, I think, Devin Booker needs to, be highlighted a little bit more. I would have Devin Booker over Luka Doncic in the MVP discussion. Luka Doncic is a great player, don't get me wrong. But he's been a little bit of hit and miss. This Mavericks team has kind of been a little bit of hit and miss, up and down, 50-50 every other game as of recently, where Devin Booker has, dug deep and carried that Suns team without Chris Paul. I mean, Luka Doncic should have been in the MVP discussion a little bit earlier in the season, absolutely. But as of recently, we've got to kind of change, see what's happening every single game and not hold on to, what was great 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Yes, we will still hold that high because, being great at any point of the season, we can definitely, look back at that and compare. But what has been happening as of recently, the home stretch, trying to, the Suns wrapped up the number 1 seed in the Western Conference without Chris Paul. That's Devin Booker out there. So I think Devin Booker needs to be in the MVP discussion. We were about a week ahead of the national media on DeMar DeRozan. We were a little bit of a week ahead on the national media on the Celtics overall. And I think we should be about a week ahead on the Suns overall and Devin Booker in the MVP discussion. So we'll see what changes here. But let's get back to the topic here. Celtics, Jayson Tatum being recognized as greatness. That's what we love. But let's get Devin Booker in there as well, yes? All right, and now let's switch over to this other story right here, Ja Morant. This is not great. This isn't great, but they've been winning without him, so maybe it is great. Maybe it is. So here we go. Ja Morant will be reevaluated in 2 weeks as he continues to deal with knee soreness that has sidelined him the past week, according to Grizzlies coach Taylor Jenkins. So 2 more weeks out at least, at minimum, for Ja Morant, but the Grizzlies are winning and looking really good while he is out of the lineup. So yeah, it sucks that no Ja Morant for the Grizzlies, but they'll probably still be winning, and I think we may be able to get some kind of sneaky good value set by Vegas with no Ja Morant for the next 2 weeks. So let's keep that in mind. And if the spread gets a little bit too big, we'll be taking Grizzlies plus points if we ever get that case. So no Ja Morant for 2 weeks. We still expect this Grizzlies team to be good, but we still want Ja Morant back before the playoffs start to get him kind of reacclimated back into the team, because we don't want all the chemistry that this Grizzlies team has worked so hard for the entire regular season to kind of collapse at the end of the regular season because Ja Morant got, sidetracked for about 2 weeks. So hopefully everything can be good. Hopefully Ja Morant can come back before the playoffs start to get reacclimated into the lineup so they can have a nice long playoff run, and potentially, it's going to be a big potentially, but it's doable, I would say, for this Grizzlies team to come out of the Western Conference. So Ja Morant out at least 2 more weeks. And then the last thing right here, love this. We didn't, this was from a couple of days ago when the Celtics were on, I don't know what this game was, but I did see this on the timeline. This Celtics fan a few days ago at the game, and he's already got a tattoo, Boston Celtics 2022 World Champion banner tattoo on him. And I gotta praise this man, shout out this man, whoever he is, green afro dude with the Celtics championship tattoo on him. I mean, that's confidence in your team, and I mean, the way that the Celtics have been playing, yeah, we could definitely see them winning it all. So love the energy, the fandom, you gotta love it. That's what makes sports so great, the fandom here, and this fan is going all in, getting a tattoo saying the Celtics are the 2022 champions. I mean, I can't disagree. We love the Celtics. They're number 1 in our power rankings heading into this week. We'll see if there's any change in a moment, but hey, love it, love the attitude, love the confidence, and I'm rooting for the Celtics so this man doesn't look like, like a jerk at the end of the day, walking around with this Celtics championship tattoo when they didn't win the ring. So rooting for the Celtics so this man did not make a bad decision. Yes, that's a big tattoo, folks. I mean, this is no small tattoo that you can hide and cover up easy or get removed easy. That's a nice hunk of tattoo he's got going on right there. That takes up the entire shoulder, folks. I mean, it's big. So, all right. So, let's just say Celtics fans, they've got high expectations on the season. Hopefully the Celtics don't let them down. All right, that is all the NBA we had to go over for today. So now let's shift. Let's bet on the NBA today. We already bet on college basketball, and I'm still looking at this value, and I'm still loving it, folks. St. Peter's plus a 13, Providence plus a 7. I'm loving it all. So let's see if we can get all that great value, but in the NBA, yes? Let's see if we can get some more great value. And once again, if I'm getting Suns plus 4, I don't care if it's back-to-back 3 straight days. Give me the Suns plus the points. So anything with points, folks, I think I'm going to be gobbling up today if the price is right. But let's see if the price is right first. All right. Here we go. First game up here, we got the Jazz at the Hornets. Jazz -3.5, Hornets +3.5, and I'm going to let y'all know right now, I am done with the Jazz. I'm so over this Jazz team, folks. Hornets +3. I think I'm going to be betting this one, just the Hornets +3, just because that's just how much I'm done with the Jazz, folks. We'll talk about them a little bit more when we get to our overall power rankings, but I'm truly done with the Jazz. They're so lackluster on how much talent that they have on that team over the Jazz. But let's check the ins and outs here. For the Jazz, Bogdanovich is still out, and they're on the road. That's never a great combination for the Jazz. Also, we get Hassan Whiteside, a game-time decision. For the Hornets, everybody's good to go. So this Hornets team still ready to kind of make that final playoff push here. We get them currently still the 9th seed in the Eastern Conference, looking to potentially get up to the 8th seed, where they would have 2 chances at getting into the playoffs. Remember, 7 and 8 face each other. Winner of that game gets into the playoff. Loser faces the winner of the 9-10 seed. So you do have 2 opportunities, 2 chances to take advantage of if you are the 7th or the 8th seed in the play-in tournament. And the Hornets are only a game back out from the 8th seed, knocking down the Nets from the 8th to the 9th seed. So this Hornets team, they've kind of been stepping up as of recently. I'm getting 3.5 here. This Jazz team on the road never plays that well. I'm going to take the 3.5 here by the Hornets, folks. Hate the Jazz. I absolutely do not like this Jazz team at all. They are so lackluster, folks. Can't be lackluster. When you've got this great roster, this healthy, this late in the season, and you be this lackluster, it's so bad, folks. Like, we have to take, the wins, taking care of business. Yes, that's fantastic, but, we've got to see you kind of establish your dominance at some point, and this Jazz team has never established their dominance really at all this season. So, Jazz -3.5, no thank you. I'm taking it the other way. Give me the Hornets +3.5. All right, next game up here, we get the Wizards at the Pistons. Wizards on the back-to-back. We stay away from it. Then we get the Warriors at the Hawks. Warriors +3, Hawks -3. This Hawks team, they can't beat any of the good teams. And if everybody's playing with the Warriors, I'm taking them plus the points. Absolutely. I'm assuming maybe Steph Curry's still out with the spread like this. But hopefully we're wrong. Hopefully Vegas, this is an overlook. Here we go. Steph Curry is out. Damn. So got to stay away from it. Even though that we know Jordan Poole can take advantage. Absolutely. Hawks, Bogdanovich is a game-time decision, and John Collins is still out, but there's no bettability on this Hawks team. Absolutely not. Warriors should win this game. They should, but we know how, the Warriors have been playing as of recently. They haven't been in the top 10 for the last 3 weeks, folks. That tells you everything you need to know about them. So if Steph Curry was playing, absolutely, I'd gobble up that 3. They probably still win, but not enough for me to kind of blindly bet them like that. So, staying away from Warriors and the Hawks. All right, then we get the Knicks at the Heat. Knicks +7.5, Heat -7.5. Knicks, once again, there's no bettability on there. They had a nice little 5-game stretch, but that was really it. Can't keep it up. For the Knicks, we get Julius Randle, game-time decision. Mitchell Robinson, a game-time decision as well. For the Heat, Jimmy Butler, game-time decision. Victor Oladipo out. Man, oh man. The man's back and is already out on rest. PJ Tucker, game-time decision. Caleb Martin, game-time decision. Duncan Robinson, game-time decision. Gabe Vincent out. Tyler Hero, game-time decision. So many question marks all over the place. The Heat, they're no longer dogs. They don't earn the -7.5 even against a lackluster Knicks team. No great value here. If I were to bet this game, which I'm not, but if I were, I would take the Knicks +7.5, but once again, that would require me to believe in the Knicks, and we've got no believability in the Knicks either. So, 2 bad teams with a big spread. I don't get it. We'll stay away from it. Then we get the Mavericks at the Timberwolves. Mavericks +3.5. Timberwolves -3.5 here. Wow. Big time game here for both these teams to really kind of show that they're the real deal. Back end of the year, all of that. For the Mavericks, we get Davis Bertans is out and Tim Hardaway Jr. is still out. For the Timberwolves, Karl Anthony Towns is a game time decision. So 2 really good teams right here. Both these teams are in the top 10. And our power rankings, but 3.5 point spread right here. Don't see the value great either way. We'll stay away from it, and we'll use this as a gauge game to see who's better than who and all that, and who should be trending upwards in our next time we bet either of these teams and all that. So we will use this as a gauge game. We'll not bet it. Then we get the Rockets at the Blazers. Two bad teams out here. Rockets -4, Blazers +4. I get +4 with the Blazers here. I think I may like that. We know what this Blazers team has been doing without Anthony Simons. And for the Rockets, everybody's good to go. For the Blazers, everybody is still out. So, yeah, we'll stay away from it. We can't bet on bad teams, folks. We can't do that, especially this late in the season. But Blazers +4 is definitely piquing my interest. But the fact that they're +4 at home against the Rockets team, maybe Vegas knows something we don't. So, spread's not adding up to me. We'll stay away from it. Two bad teams, all that. Don't need to push anything. We'll stay away from it. Then the last game of the night here, we get the 76ers at the Clippers. 76ers -5. Clippers +5. Wow. Only -5 by the 76ers. And everybody's good to go. So interesting there. For the Clippers, everybody's out as well. You know, Paul George, Kawhi, Norman Powell, all still out. Robert Covington, a game-time decision. But the 76ers, I'm going to take that -5 here. Everybody good to go, which is kind of crazy for it to only be -5. But, you know, this is the perfect spread right here. Only -5. We know the 76ers don't really blow out anybody. They only won by 5 against that Lakers team without LeBron. So, I mean, yeah. The 76ers, they don't blow out anybody. This is going to hold them back a little bit in our power rankings coming up next, folks. That's going to really be the reason why they don't move up any. So, it's because they don't blow out any team. We have not seen a dominant win by the 76ers here as of recently, so they probably win by 5 or 6. Hopefully they win by 6 so we can hit the -5, but this should be a 76ers win all day. This Clippers team has been floundering ever since like 2 weeks before the All-Star break. I mean, this team has really not lived up to how well they could have lived up. So 76ers -5. I think we are playing a little bit of a dangerous game here because I think this could be like a 5, 6, 7-point win by the 76ers, but we're hoping that it's more than 5. If it was 5.5, we'd stay away from it, but 5, we'll take it here. 76ers -5, pushing it a little bit here, but I don't think anything deadly to really kind of push against, right? So, we're going 76ers -5 tonight. Hornets +3.5 tonight as well. So we got 2 picks in the March Madness tournament. We got St. Peter's +13, Providence +7, and then in the NBA, we're going Hornets +3.5 in the 76ers -5 tonight. Alrighty, that was all the NBA we had to go over for today besides the NBA Power Rankings. So let's re-update these Power Rankings. It is Friday, folks. We do this every single Friday, and we only have a couple more Fridays to do this. Once again, we are winding down the regular season here, so this is the do or die time. This is the sink or swim time. We are not kind of coddling any teams any longer out here. And once again, like we said in the opening here, I mean, every team has truly looked like they don't even know that this is crunch time, that this is the back end of the season, that this is the time where you go out and secure your playoff spot. I mean, we've got real closeness, folks. A game and a half separates the top 4 teams in the Eastern Conference. Go out and win these games. 76ers start dominating the competition. That's why we're kind of taking them -5 against the Clippers tonight. Can somebody take advantage of the back end of the season closeness out here? Can we all get it together, folks? A little bit of spit hit the camera. Let me wipe that off. That was a noticeable spot on there. Let me wipe that off real quick. All right, but yeah, I mean, 76ers, you got us spitting all over the place. That's how much we believe that y'all can get it done, but y'all are not kind of showing us that domination. Can teams start dominating at the back end stretch? Please, we have been getting teams dominating. That's why they're going to be our top 2 here in our power rankings, folks. We've kind of alluded to it all show long, but there are 2 teams that are leaps and bounds ahead of every other team, folks, and they will be rewarded in the top 2 spot of our power ranking. So continue listening, watching on to figure out what those 2 teams are. I'll tell you, the 76ers are not one of those 2 teams. Yes, they're winning. They're taking care of business, which is good. We still like that. But can we get the domination, please? We've got to see some domination, folks. You got to establish yourself at some point. You must strike fear in your opposing teams by setting the precedent of, hey, we could win by 30. We just won by 30 against the best team in the league. Let's do a hypothetical here. 76ers beat the Celtics by 30 points. Wow. That shows me dominance. Now, the next opponent that faces the 76ers, they should be shaking in their boots a little bit. Oh my God, they just beat the best team in the league by 30 points. and we're not the best team in the league. So what are they going to do to us? That's what I want to see, and we don't have to see that every game. It's not going to happen every game. We know it's not going to. You're not going to win by 30 every single game. We get that. But I got to see it once in like a month stretch at minimum, maybe twice in a month stretch at minimum, and we haven't gotten that by the 76ers. So can we please get that up a little bit? Well, I don't know why we were going on the 76ers that way, but let's rein it back in. All right, y'all know our criteria now. We got to see some sort of dominance. We can't just see you taking care of business. All right, at some point, if you want to establish yourself as one of the best teams in the league, show me the dominance. So, if you're not showing me the dominance, I'm not going to move you up. And that's kind of what we have this week in our power rankings, because no team is truly acknowledging, hey, it's the back end of the season. We've all got to step it up. I'm so disappointed, folks. I'm disappointed in literally 8 of these teams that are on the list currently. 2 teams, they've exceeded our expectations, absolutely. So once again, that's why they're going to be the top 2 teams in the league. Leaps and bounding. I'm close, folks. I'm still kind of figuring out as we're going live here, but I may make the top 2 like 1A and 1B, or just put them both at 1. I may not even separate them 1, 2. I may put them both at 1. I will go 1, 1, then 3. I'm not even going to have a number 2. They're both number 1s. That's kind of how I'm leaning so far, but we'll see how the rest of this goes. But here we go. This was our power rankings last Friday. We update this every Friday. So, last Friday, this was the power rankings going into this week, leading up to today's new power rankings adjustment today, Friday. So here we go. For the last week, this was our power rankings. We had Raptors at 10, Jazz at 9, Nets at 8, Mavs at 7, 76ers at 6, Timberwolves at 5, Grizzlies at 4, Suns at 3, Bucks at 2, Celtics at the number 1 team in the NBA. So now, we've seen what all these teams have done the last week. We've seen what all the other teams not in the top 10 have done this entire week. And we reorder them now accordingly to what they've done the last week, folks. And I'm going to let it be known right now, there are no new teams. No new teams have truly done enough to crack the top 10 unless we talk about number 10 like we are going to be right now. And if I convince myself as I'm talking, I will add a new team, because this number 10 team right here is so lackluster for how healthy and deep they are, folks. So let's reorder the new top 10 here and get it all rolling. So, new number 10 team. This team is dropping back again. The Jazz fall from number 9 to number 10, folks. And what the hell is going on with the Jazz? This is what they've done the last week. They had 4 games. They beat the Clippers and the Knicks. Congratulations. You beat the garbage Clippers and the garbage Knicks. Congratulations, Jazz. One of the deepest, healthiest teams in the NBA. You beat the Clippers and the Knicks. Do you want the applause for that? Because you're playing like you're looking for the applause of just beating the Knicks and the Clippers. Because then you also go on this week to face the Nets and the Celtics, 2 top 10 teams that we have here, and you lose against them. So we don't have the Clippers and the Knicks in the top 10. But you beat them. But then we have the Nets and the Celtics in the top 10, and you lose against them? It's unexcusable at this point. This Jazz team has never shown any dominance all season, and here they are falling every week in our power rankings. We must see some dominance, because if you're not dominating teams, you're going to be losing against those teams, folks. And that could, trickle down to you losing against the bad teams, whereas that's where nobody wants to be in the NBA. Losing against the bad teams. That's like a woo moment, all right? Especially the final month of the regular season, couple of weeks of the regular season. Get it together. The Jazz have not gotten it together. They're too deep not to, folks. Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert, Bogdanovich, their bench. Royce O'Neal in the starting lineup. And then their bench, Hassan Whiteside and Rudy Gay and Jordan Clarkson. This is a deep team, folks. The Celtics are not as deep as the Jazz. We love the Celtics, and they're stringing it together. The Celtics bench, you want to know the Celtics bench, folks? It's Derek White, who is their best bench player. But then we're looking at Peyton Pritchard and Daniel Tice. Come on, folks. That's not a good bench. It's getting it done. And we shout out the coach, and we shout out the leadership on that team for the resurgence of the bench. But we're talking about Peyton Pritchard and Daniel Tice, folks. Come on. Literally, come on. They're winning with Peyton Pritchard and Daniel Tice playing 20 minutes a game. Come on, folks. Jazz, can you please step it up? I am. I'm done. I'm done with the Jazz. I'm done with the Jazz. I'm done. You're out. You're out of the top 10. And I don't even want to see you back in the top 10. We'll still give you, your chance to crack the top 10. I don't see you taking advantage, but I'm done with the Jazz. I'm kicking them out. And there hasn't really been that many great teams to really replace them with. That's why, I didn't initially have a team getting into the top 10. And just keeping the Jazz at kind of in the top 10 at number 10, the worst position in the top 10. But I'm done. I'm moving them out, folks. I'm truly done. The Pelicans, I'm going to put the Pelicans in. I'm going to put the Pelicans back in here, folks. Yeah, I was going to do the Spurs, but the Pelicans did just beat the Spurs, so that's kind of going to be the tiebreaker. The last week, the Pelicans, they beat the Spurs, the Hawks, and the Bulls, and then they lost to the Hornets by 3, really gosh dang close, so well done for the Pelicans, and they've been getting it done without other pieces. The Pelicans have been winning games without Brandon Ingram. I mean, come on, you take anybody off the Jazz. You take any of their starters off the Jazz, and they're not winning any games. But here we go, the Pelicans losing one of their second best players, the number 2 of their big 3, if you will. Maybe even you call them the number 1. I don't know how you rank their big 3 of McCollum, Valanciunas, and Brandon Ingram. The only thing that we ask of you is that you do recognize that as a big 3. That's a big 3, folks. Let's all respect and recognize. But I'm putting the Pelicans at 10. Done with the Jazz. Can y'all start winning games, meaningful games? I'm done with the Knicks. Are not a good win. The Knicks have never been a good win. The Clippers were a good win the first half of the season. And newsflash, we're not in the first half of the season. We're at the back end home stretch. Damn you, Jazz, you're out. I'm done. Pelicans, welcome to number 10. Welcome back into the top 10. Love having you here. Absolutely. Done with the Jazz. Oh my God, disgusted. Disgusted with the Jazz. I'm so disgusted with a lot of teams here this week, folks. Literally, a lot of teams I'm disgusted with. But Jazz, they take the cake of the disgustedness. Done with the Jazz. Done with the Jazz. Jazz out of here. All right. So we got Pelicans at number 10. Making that correction. I'm pulling it out last second. Don't care. All right, here we go. Number 9, new number 9 team, and this team moves up one. Love it. Raptors moving up from number 10 to number 9. Good, solid week, getting right back on track. I'm seeing glimpses of what made this Raptors team so good kind of the first half of the season. They really kind of struggled right after the All-Star break. That's kind of when we saw a little bit of a decline by the Raptors, but they're right back up there. We're getting great production by the starters, Fred VanVleet, Siakam, OG Anunoby. We're getting it done by them. Thaddeus Young doing a really good off the bench. He's starting to get his role acclimated after the trade. So, Raptors this last week, they went 2-2 as well. Their 2 wins against the 76ers, that's a great win. They beat the Cavs as well. Lose against the Bulls and the Lakers. And once again, these are unexcusable losses out here. Bulls, not good. Lakers, not good. We really need to start beating these teams. But once again, I mean, this is what the teams have been doing all week long, not beating the teams that they need to. I mean, this is why we're big time disappointed in literally 3 through 10, we're big time disappointed in, but teams have to occupy. I mean, we can't just have, can we? Do I dare do this, folks? Like, I literally only have 2 teams in the top 10. Do that never occurred to me that I could do that, but I guess I could do that. It takes my fans. I'm the host here. Do I erase do I just have a top 2? I mean, I'm this close to doing a top 2, folks. Like, if these teams don't get their act right, I'll do it. That's the deal. I will give every other team 1 week, because if I don't see a step up here from number 10 through number 3, I'm only having a top 2 come next Friday. I will do that, folks. Maybe I'll do a top 3. Maybe I give it, 1 more top 3. But other than that, folks, I will cut it down. I will cut it down if I'm seeing lacklusterness by the majority of the teams in the NBA. So y'all got 1 week to truly shore up. Once again, this is the back end stretch. The number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference is up for grabs. The number 1 seed in the Western Conference isn't up for grabs, but the number 2 seed is. Only 5 games separate number 5 and number 2 in the Western Conference. So go out and get the number 2 seed out there. Play in tournaments. It's neck and neck. The Spurs only 2 games out from the 10 seed getting in the play-in tournament. Lakers, dig down, dig deep, keep that play-in seed. It's not like these teams have nothing to play for, folks, so everyone's just phoning it in. No, there's movement to be had. There's more better playoff spots to be had. Go and get them. But everybody's been so lackluster this week, it's like they don't even care. So if y'all don't care, I'm not gonna care. I'm not gonna extend the list to 10 teams. Next week, I will only have the top 2 if y'all don't get it together. Damn, get it together, please. I'm begging y'all. Alrighty, so back to this. Raptors, you gotta do better. You gotta do better, but you did alright for what everybody else has been doing. So, congratulations. You banked on everybody else being not good, so you move up one spot. Raptors now at number 9. All right, number 8 seed, we're keeping the Nets. I don't even know what to do with the Nets. I want to move them out, but they had a good win this week, but then they also had bad losses. I mean, the Nets, they beat the Blazers and the Jazz. I mean, once again, congratulations on beating the Blazers, the absolute worst team in the league because they have nothing anymore. They're so decimated by the trades and the injuries. Congratulations, you beat the Blazers. In their last win, it wasn't even this week. Their last one good win wasn't even this week. So that's really kind of why they're at number 8. But they beat the Blazers and the Jazz this week. Congrats. And then they lose to the Grizzlies with no John Morant. The hell is that? The hell is that? No John Morant and you lose? Now, the Grizzlies have been good without John Morant, but that's great for the Grizzlies, bad for the Nets. I mean, you can look at it both ways, folks, and we are looking at it both ways. A real bad loss to the Nets. I mean, and honestly, folks, and I know Kyrie Irving, he can start playing at home games now, so this is truly going to kind of be the difference whether the Nets are good or not, now that Kyrie Irving can kind of play every single game now. But, I mean, when, Kyrie Irving the entire season, when you couldn't have been playing home games, I mean, there was no excuse for this Nets team to kind of lose those games on the road then. I mean, there's no reason for Kyrie Irving to have off games. I mean, you got to make the most of all the games that you can play in, and he's not doing that, folks. So done with the Nets, and they're in trouble, folks, because they truly show that they need more than just Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. They can't just do it, those two out on the floor. They can do it any given night, but it's not going to be consistent. We see this all the time here. They need other help. They need Seth Curry desperately on the floor. They really need Ben Simmons whenever he wants to get on the floor, but now he's injured and he can't play. So this Nets team is truly a mess. There's no leadership. There's no cohesiveness and all that. So, y'all better hope. This Nets team better hope that they can get everybody good on the floor before the playoffs, because they're going to kind of be thrown into a play-in tournament game. That's kind of the way it's shaping out right now. So, Nets, can y'all get it together? Losing against the Grizzlies with no John Morant? Disgusting. So disgusting. So, Nets staying at number 8, folks. Man, oh man. And literally all these teams are either moving up one or staying the same because everybody else was so lackluster. There's really no way I can move any of these teams up because of what they've done this week, folks. Number 7 team, we are keeping the Mavericks. No movement there. Mavericks still staying at number 7. They had 4 games this week. They beat the Timberwolves and the Rockets. Once again, Timberwolves, that's a good win. I give them credit for that. But then you beat the Rockets. Who cares? The Rockets are so gosh dang bad. And then they ended up losing against the 76ers and the Hornets. I mean, what the hell is that? 76ers, very good team. We had 76ers at number 6. We can't move them up there. The Hornets have been getting it done as of recently. I probably could put the Hornets at number 10, but I'm going to go Pelicans over them. But it is a close race. Put Hornets at number 11, absolutely. 12, absolutely. But, and the Hornets have been getting it done. I mean, the Hornets have been, backs against the wall, 10th seed, all that. And then they've been fighting their way up. Now they're the 9th seed, all that. So Mavericks losing against the Hornets, losing against the 76ers. This is the home stretch. We've got to be beating these teams. These are all playoff caliber teams. We can't be losing against them. Got to see teams beating these teams. Come on, Mavericks, get it together. Mavericks staying at number 7. All right, new number 6 team? No new number 6 team. Number 6 team still the 76ers. This week, 76ers, they beat the Mavericks. Good win. They beat the Heat. It's a win. I give them credit for taking care of business. And then they beat the Lakers, but then they lose to the Raptors. I mean, yeah, a nice 3-1 this week. Very well done, but no domination. This is where we can't move the 76ers up. Yes, they're taking care of business, but I mean, folks, we got Joel Embiid, MVP discussion. You bring in James Harden. I mean, we're looking at a little bit more. Our expectations are a little bit more than just taking care of business on the rag, yes? I gotta see some domination. Let's take a look. When was the last big time dominating win by the 76ers? And I call it like a dominating blowout win, like 10 or more points. So let's go. When was the last time the 76ers had a dominant win? Am I just not remembering them? Because we break them down every day and I haven't really remembered one. But let's take a look. Let's break down the numbers. Let's challenge our narrative. The 76ers not blowing out anybody. When was their last big time blowout win? Here we go. Looking at 10 or more points. Their last game against the Lakers, win by 5 without LeBron. That's what I'm saying. That's, yes, you took care of business, but that's not a dominating win when it should have been a dominating win. It's just Russell Westbrook out there. You beat Russell Westbrook by 5 points? Do you see the issue? Do y'all got if y'all don't have an issue with that, am I overreacting? I don't think so. Jeez, they beat the Lakers by 5. They beat the Heat by 7. I mean, folks, this Heat team crumbling, and they only went by 7. Taking care of business, good. We give you credit for that. But come on, domination, you're a little bit better than just taking care of business. They lose against the Raptors. They beat the Mavericks by 10. All right, a nice double-digit win there. I give them credit. Did Luka Doncic play in this game? Let me double check. Luka Doncic, he did play in the game. So that's a good win by the 76ers. Alrighty. What else do we got? Besides that, let's go a little bit deeper. Here we go. Against the Cavs, we are at March 16th at this point. Against the Cavs, they win by 4. Against the Nuggets, they lose. Against the Magic, they win by 2. Against the Magic, they win by 2. Against LeBron's Lakers, they win by 5. Are we starting to see what we're talking about here? Against the Nets, they lose by 29. Against the Bulls, finally, a big-time blowout win. Was that 15 points? Yeah, that's what we're talking about. The Bulls, but, at the end of the day, it's the Bulls. They're not even a good team anymore, but we still give them credit. It's still a blowout win. We give them credit there. Against the Heat, they lose. Against the Cavs, another time, they win by 6. Against the Knicks, they blow out the Knicks back-to-back. March 2nd and February 27th. So, in the last month, we're looking at kind of like 1-2 blowout wins, which is good, but I think we got to do a little bit more. One of the blowout wins was against the Bulls. Can we even count that? I will give them the Mavericks blowout. That's why they are ahead of the Mavericks at the current moment. But, come on. We can't move them up any more than that. 76ers, please. Can we start doing a little bit better, please? 76ers at number 6 still. Alrighty, here we go. New number 5 team. Nope. Still the same team. Timberwolves staying at number 5 here. And this was tough. I definitely could have maybe moved the 76ers up one spot to the Timberwolves and all that, but the Timberwolves have been pretty good this week. They beat the Bucks. Great win. They lost against the Mavericks by 2. Close loss. And then they lost against the Suns by 9. But remember, they really were competitive the entire game. They had the lead for some of the game. They just kind of lost it in the fourth quarter. So I'm giving credit to the Timberwolves for not having as much talent as the 76ers do, or just kind of the allure of the 76ers that they have and all that. And the Timberwolves are still giving us great competitive production. So, yeah, I probably could have dropped the Timberwolves back down a spot to 6, but I'm not going to reward the 76ers for lackluster play. I'm going to give it to the Timberwolves that are trying their damnedest. They've been battling for a playoff spot and not just a playing tournament spot. They had the number 6 seed for a second, ended up losing it there, but they're competing, they're competitive, they're trying to win against the best teams. They were competitive. They almost beat the Suns, the best team in the league, one of the best teams in the league. So I'm going to kind of keep the 76ers, I'm going to keep the Timberwolves, keep giving them a nod here, and I'm going to keep them at number 5. Alrighty, here we go. New number 4 team. Yes, finally. All right. This team dropping back a little bit here. We're going Bucks at number 4, dropping back down from 2 to 4. And they're dropping down not really because of anything they've done themselves, but because of how great some other teams have been. We got to move down the Bucks. So this week, the Bucks, they beat the Bulls and the Wizards. No great wins there. They lose against the Timberwolves. Once again, kind of why we have the Timberwolves at number 5 here. But Bucks will have to go down to number 4. Giannis is great, all that. Brook Lopez now back, all that's looking good. Guard play, even though, they're not the deepest at guard play, they're still getting it figured out. So Bucks looking good, don't get me wrong, but other teams have been better. So let's talk about why these teams are moving up. So Bucks drop down from 2 to 4. New number 3 team here, going up a spot. We're moving up the Grizzlies. Winning without Ja Morant, that's what we're talking about. That's the domination we want to see. Do the 76ers win without Joel Embiid? I don't think so. We don't know, so we can't say for sure, but I don't think so, folks. So, 76ers, that's why they're staying at 6. Grizzlies winning without Ja Morant. This week they beat the Rockets, the Nets, the Pacers. They lose against the Hawks, and that was the game that they did have Ja Morant win. And, we didn't let the Grizzlies get away with it then, but able to kind of overcome that and, losing one game with Ja Morant or winning 3 games without him. I think that's kind of impressive. I'm going to move the Grizzlies up to number 3 here. We've got 2 more weeks of Ja Morant's sideline, so we'll see if the Grizzlies can continue to hold this 3 seed or if they drop back. So this is going to be a big week for the Grizzlies. Let's see if they can keep getting it done without Ja Morant. Grizzlies at number 3. And then here we go. The top 2 teams, the teams that are leaps and bounds ahead of the rest of the competition here, and I'm going to do it, folks. I can't really decide one or the other. I'm taking them both at number 1. Both these teams are at number 1. We're going to keep the Celtics at number 1-1. And move the Suns up to 1-1 as well. So here we go. Suns at 1, Celtics at 1. Suns getting it done without Chris Paul. Chris Paul's back. They win the game, no problem. This week, the Suns win a perfect 4-0. They beat the Bulls, the Kings, the Timberwolves, and the Nuggets. Really solid competition there, especially without Chris Paul. A little shorthanded. Get Chris Paul back. They end up winning, no problem. Devin Booker really kind of has made an MVP case over this 5-6 week stretch of no Chris Paul out here, and the Suns just cruising, rolling, dominating, winning in dominating fashion, able to win in dominating fashion, 20 plus points, 10 plus points without Chris Paul, and they're still able to dominate. 76ers, are you listening? Yes. Suns at number 1, and then the Celtics once again still at number 1 here. They went 4-0 this week, a perfect week. They beat the Kings, the Nuggets, the Thunder, and the Jazz. Looking really good. Jayson Tatum, Jaylen Brown doing their thing. Marcus Smart facilitating the floor absolutely flawlessly. Getting great production from Derek White and Peyton Pritchard, and Daniel Tice off the bench is something I never thought I would see in my lifetime. I never thought I would be here saying Peyton Pritchard is giving us solid production by the Celtics. So there's that. And I never thought, Daniel Tice would return to the Celtics this season and do solid work off the bench. I never thought we would be saying this. And also let's shout out to the other starters besides Jayson Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and Marcus Smart. We're talking about Robert Williams and Al Horford in the starting lineup at the big positions, getting it done as well. This Celtics team, flawless, folks. This is what we mean. Celtics able to dominate, win by 20 points when they've got half the talent that the 76ers do. No great deep depth that the 76ers do, that the Jazz do. Oh my goodness, this is what we're talking about. The Jazz need to be out of the top 10. The Celtics don't even have a tenth of the depth that the Jazz do. And here they are dominating, 4 straight wins in a week. They're on a 5-game win streak. Suns are on a 7-game win streak at the current moment. Getting it done, winning games, dominating. It's the back end of the season. Celtics trying to claim up that number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. And they're doing everything in their power to do that. Nothing stopping them. Celtics, Suns, both the number 1 best team in the league. Do they face each other coming up here? I really kind of hope we get Celtics versus Suns at some point before the end of the regular season. Let me quickly take a look here. Or are we going to be rocking with co-number 1s for the rest of the year, folks? We could. I would have no problem doing that. Co-number 1s, absolutely. All right, here we go. Let me get up their schedule. Here we go. Suns for the remainder of the season. I'm hoping to see the Celtics. What do we got? We got them facing the 76ers, Warriors, Grizzlies, Thunder, Lakers, Clippers, Jazz, Kings. Damn. Don't face the Celtics. But once again, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got like 8, 9, 10, 11 games for the rest of these teams. So make the most of it. You are on notice now. Everybody is officially on notice. Get it together, or we'll chop this top 10 down to a top 2, top 3. I will chop it down. Better play, consistent play, blowouts when you can. Get it done. Damn. Celtics, Suns at number 1. All right, here we go. To recap the rest of the list here, we got Pelicans at 10, Raptors at 9, Nets at 8, Mavs at 7, 76ers at 6, Timberwolves at 5, Bucks at 4, Grizzlies at 3, Suns and Celtics both at what? Everybody is now on notice. No more excuses. Get it done the back end of the season, please. Alrighty, that is all the NBA we had to go over for today. Wow, we spent the entire day speaking basketball. Interesting. Did not see that the way the show goes today. All right. All right, what do we got here? A lot of stuff to talk about in the NFL, so let's see if we can kind of go over this a little bit quickly here. Here we go. All right, let's start here. First one up. Tyreek Hill had a little bit of a press conference with the Dolphins yesterday, and he said some really interesting things. First one, Mike McDaniel, new head coach Tyreek Hill, so excited to work with him. Mike McDaniel already, scheming with Tyreek Hill, telling Tyreek Hill all the ways he's going to get him the ball. Once again, offensive-minded coach, gushing over these offensive players. These offensive players want to play for him. Tyreek Hill even said, hey, I've only been here for a day, but I can tell everybody's going to go to bat for Mike McDaniel. Offensive mind, the offense buying in. Why we want offensive-minded coaches at the head coaching position, folks. Another example. We'll point out the examples every time we run into them because it just backs up what we truly believe in and what we see out on the field. So, Tyreek Hill gushing over Mike McDaniel, and we already know Mike McDaniel's gushing over Tyreek Hill. How do you not gush over Tyreek Hill, best receiver in the league? So, Mike McDaniel and Tyreek Hill on the same page. You love to see it. He also says this, folks, and who else says this? I'm interested to say. Who else says what Tyreek Hill's about to say? Because we've been saying it. We've been saying it the entire year. We've been showing you in our Wednesday film study. Go ahead and search our Wednesday film study for the entire year, folks. We've done the Dolphins a couple of times, and we've shown Tua. What do we say is the best thing about Tua? His accuracy. And we got a quote right here by Tyreek Hill. Let's see what he says. He says, quote, Tua is one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the NFL. One of the most accurate quarterbacks in the NFL, coming from the best wide receiver in the NFL. So this holds a lot of weight. Yes. So everybody that's off of Tua, we've given you the chances. We gave you the information. We presented you with the film. If y'all are not listening, watching, that's on y'all now, okay? So y'all not believing in Tua, that's on y'all now, okay? You can use this entire, we've given y'all a second chance, third chance, fourth chance, fifth chance, but if y'all want this 6th, 7th chance right here, I will give you the entire off season to come to the realization that Tua's good. Yes, folks, yes, Tua's accurate. Tyreek Hill says so, we say so. So if you're not saying so, you're either not watching, don't know what you're talking about, wanting to be a troll, any of those three options. But all those three options, I don't want to be any of those three options. I don't want to be uninformed. I don't want to be a troll. I don't want to know what I'm not talking about. So yeah, get on the right side, please. Yes, I'll give you the off season. So, let's finish up the quote here, because he doesn't just say that, but he says this: Tua is one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the NFL, so just his ball placement, getting us the ball in spaces, which Tyreek Hill and Jaylen Waddle, give the speed guys out in open space, this could work, absolutely. Getting us the ball in spaces, perfect placement, us just utilizing our speed, utilizing our best asset, and that's just being dangerous. So, love all that by Tyreek Hill, and then the final thing right here, once again, before, when we were talking about the Tyreek Hill thing, it came out of nowhere. There was two teams, Dolphins or the Jets. Those were kind of the two reported teams in the running. Dolphins end up getting them, thank goodness. But then Tyreek Hill at the press conference, when kind of being asked, he said, who? The Jets? I knew I was always going to pick Miami no matter what. So the Jets, you were never in the running. It's unfortunate. You had a little bit of hope, but it was never real hope, just fake hope. So Tyreek Hill loves Mike McDaniel, loves Tua, loves the accuracy, and always chose the Dolphins over the Jets. Yes. And then I love this. Y'all know we love nicknames on the show. The Walk of Fame defense with the Cowboys. That was the best nickname that we came up with. We came up with the provocateur defense with the Patriots. They didn't really live up to that for the entire year. But we do love nicknames here. And now we have a new nickname. Now, we will take this nickname a little bit in stride. We don't want to disrespect where it comes from, where this nickname comes from, because it was fantastic. But y'all know we had the Legion of Boom in Seattle with that big defense. Bobby Wagner, Richard Sherman, banging home shoulders, laying out legendary, brutal hits. Legion of Boom, folks. Yes, we all know the Legion of Boom. And now the Dolphins, I think we got a new nickname, folks, with the speed. Jaylen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Mostar, Raheem Mostar from the 49ers. So now we got a new nickname, folks, and I love it. Here we go. The Legion of Zoom. Ooh. all that speed to a perfect ball placement, letting these receivers have the run after the catch in space. The Legion of Zoom in Miami, the era has officially began. Now, they have big shoes to fill because Legion of Boom, they got it done, they won a ring and all that. So the Legion of Zoom does have a lot of big shoes to fill, but hey, it's the off season. We can speculate, we can have a little bit of fun until either our dreams become reality or our dreams get trust. So Legion of Zoom out in Miami, yeah, absolutely love it, folks. Legion of Zoom, we're bookmarking that, absolutely. All right, and then the Dolphins may not even be done. They may not even be done spending, folks. Yes, because we get this just today. The Dolphins converted $13 million of cornerback Byron Jones' base salary into a signing bonus, creating $10 million in free cap space. So we've got Tyrann Mathieu on the market, offensive lineman. Dolphins not ready to call it quits after signing Tyreek Hill. We'll see what else the Dolphins do in free agency. All right. The last thing I want to touch upon quickly. There's a lot of stuff we got to talk about. Man. No time today in the show. Unfortunate. Went way late on basketball. But I wanted to get this in because it's a dig on Aaron Rodgers, and any dig on Aaron Rodgers I am cool with. So, here we go. Aaron Rodgers, last off season, ended up saying these words. Here we go. Since Aaron Rodgers said, quote, Green Bay isn't a huge vacation destination, people are coming here to play with me. And I had to I remember this quote. I remember kind of this quote. I don't know if this was word for word correct, so I had to go up and bring up the actual quote, which is word for word correct. He says this was published July 28th, 2021, so last off season. Aaron Rodgers says, quote, Green Bay isn't a huge vacation destination. People are coming here to play with me and play with our team, knowing they can win a championship here, and the fact that I haven't been used in those discussions was one that I wanted to change moving forward. So, Aaron Rodgers, ever since he said this, Davante Adams demands out and is traded. Marquez Valdes-Scantling signed with the Chiefs, and Aquanius St. Brown also signed somewhere else. So, Aaron Rodgers, you're not as good as you think you are. You're not as cool as you think you are. Green Bay is not a big destination because you are there. You need to get this out of your head. This is what we're saying, folks. Like, Aaron Rodgers is not as great as he thinks, as he believes he is, folks. Everybody's leaving him. Davante Adams, who they love and gush about each other all the time. Well, you didn't get it done here. Davante Adams, the Packers said, hey, we'd offer you $30 million, but he went elsewhere, not wanting to play with Aaron Rodgers anymore. Aaron Rodgers, you don't have the pieces to win a ring. We've seen it. You come up small every time. Nobody wants to play with you coming up small. So Aaron Rodgers, now you're there in Green Bay by your lonesome, and that's exactly what you deserve. Stop saying that everybody wants to come play with you. Who wants to come play with you and then lose in the NFC Championship game? Who wants to have a great regular season? Everybody's talking about them in the national media, all that, and then you come up small in the playoffs. Nobody wants to play with that. So, Aaron Rodgers, tone it down a little bit. You are not as good. You are not as accomplished as you think you are. Yes? Let's put Aaron Rodgers in his place a little bit. That's what we're trying to do. We're not knocking Aaron Rodgers for the hell of it. We're knocking him because y'all glorify and raise this man up way more than what he kind of truly deserves to have. He's got one Super Bowl appearance to win. That's very, very good. Don't get me wrong. Nick Foles also has one appearance and one Super Bowl ring. So, sorry that one alone Super Bowl appearance doesn't move the needle for us as much as it moves the needle for y'all. So, Aaron Rodgers, let's kind of, not have that big brain IQ anymore. Let's kind of, actually come, this man is so out of the realm of what is actually happening around him. Aaron Rodgers, let's tone it in. Let's rein it in a little bit. Riddler Rodgers, yes. Let's wipe away the Riddler face paint. Let's return to being a normal person. Aaron, are you listening? Everybody's leaving you. Nobody's coming to Green Bay to play with you. Do you understand? It's you. It's nobody else. Matt LaFleur is a great head coach. Great offensive mind. It's you. Yes. Aaron Rodgers. Nobody wants to play with you, okay? Come on. get it together, rein it in, and try to win the ring this season. Yes? Let's rein it in. Let's be a normal person. Don't think you're better than everybody else because you're obviously clearly not. We see this. So, Aaron Rodgers, folks, I mean, he says everybody wants to go to Green Bay to play with him. What was the big name they signed? It's a big name they got going on, folks. No big wide receivers want to play with them. Yeah, defense is coming in because the Packers' defense has been fantastic and they don't have to deal with Aaron Rodgers. So, yeah. Aaron, what's the big name coming to you? None. So, yeah, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Rein it in. Rein it in. All right. That's going to do it for us today, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We're back live tomorrow, noon Eastern, doing it all over again. Hopefully, we can watch some Malik Willis college and kind of investigate. Is this man good? He's kind of winning over everybody because of his pro day. We'll talk about that. We'll take it in stride and all that. But, yeah, we're back tomorrow, noon Eastern, talking basketball, talking NFL stories, a couple that we didn't get to today that we got to wrap up and talk about, and then we'll see if we can get to Malik Willis. Is this man a good quarterback? Is this man going to go to the Seahawks? Is he going to go to the Panthers? Will he elevate the Seahawks or the Panthers if he goes there? We'll talk all that through and find that out tomorrow. Alrighty, we are out of here. Let's see, anything breaking? Is this going to be 2 days in a row without any kind of crazy breaking news? Deshaun Watson officially signed. Yeah, I believe he had a press conference, so we will see if there's any great quotes. We'll probably read all those tomorrow and all of that. So, big news. Deshaun Watson officially a Brown. Cleveland. Baker. What do? I like them to the Lions, folks. We'll see how all this plays out. So, we're back live tomorrow, noon Eastern, doing it all over again, folks. We will see you tomorrow.